Morning, everybody. Thank you for being here today. Hope you're getting thawed out, and appreciate you taking a few moments this morning. If you want to follow along, we will be in the book of Genesis chapter number 17, and we'll begin in verse 15 with a interesting passage here, one that we could, honestly, there's about, 5 or 6 different lessons that we can draw from this particular episode in the life of Abraham and Sarah, and begins this way. And God said to Abraham, "As far as Sarai your wife, you shall not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name. I will bless her, and moreover I will give you a son by her. I will bless her, and she shall become nations. Kings of people shall come from her." Then Abraham fell on his face and laughed and said to himself, "Shall a child be born to a man who is 100 years old? Shall tongue twister, shall Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child?" And Abraham said to God, "Oh, that Ishmael might live before you." So, again, several different lessons that are going on here. One of them is a pronunciation lesson. I am prone, I know, that regardless of where we are in Scripture, just to call this Abraham's wife Sarah. But most agree that the Hebrew pronunciation of the previous name is Sarai. Again, I just generally, I know I do it. And if you paid attention, if you go back and watch the previous lessons, I just always call her Sarah. But the name is Sarai. And here her name is changed to Sarah. And just as God had changed Abram's name to Abraham, now he gives Sarah a new name. And there's some interesting thoughts that go here. One of them is, was God teaching Abraham something that perhaps Abraham hasn't treated his wife as he should have. When we look at this, there is some question. There's several times when he doesn't treat her perhaps as he should, but here God honors her. And there is some debate over what, in particular, the name Sarai means. Sarai, some believe it means that it is a name that means strife or contention. Others think that the name, and I would tend to go this way just because of the spelling of the words, that Sarai means was my princess, where Sarah means princess or mother of nations. And so that God was elevating her position. She had been my princess, but now she is, I'm going to do it this way. This may not be perfect if you talk to a Hebrew teacher, a Hebrew scholar, but the difference in my princess and the princess, that previously she had been Abraham's princess, or should have been Abraham's princess, but now she's going to be the mother of a great people. And so now she becomes the princess. And again, it was to recognize her new position, this name change, regardless of exactly what the names mean. And I do feel comfortable, by the way, in saying that. I do believe that Sarai was my princess and Sarah is the princess. I do feel comfortable with that explanation, although I will tell you that some would disagree with the meaning of the name Sarai. Again, meaning strife. But I don't think that's correct. But what it does do, regardless of what it did mean, Sarah means princess. It is showing God's her elevated position, her new place in the events, in the chain of events here, that she is going to be blessed, give you a son, and she shall become nations of kings of people shall come from her. And so she is now to be elevated. So God gives her this new name to represent her new position. Unfortunately, we see here that Abraham is kind of tickled by all this. But nonetheless, he falls on his face. He honors God and is kind of I don't know how to really read into Abraham's response to all this, but we could focus on the fact that he laughed to himself, or focus on the fact that he fell on his face. I'm going with that he fell on his face, that he fell, and that's a sign of reverence, a sign of worship. He was a little befuddled, I think, and he tells him, "I'm 100, she's 90." And so, but this new name, I think, is also to remind Abraham of her new place and her new position. And so he honors her and gives her this new name. The thing that strikes me, and the thing that I want to point out to you, is maybe for some might be a stretch, but it's what speaks to me. I just tell you that. I'm not telling you this from a commentary or a Hebrew lesson, but the thing that speaks to me is Abram's life changes, his position changes, his role changes, he becomes Abraham. Sarai's position changes, her role changes, her name changes. When God intervenes, when God moves in, there should be change. That there should be a difference about us, more than just a name. It's not just a matter of putting a fresh coat of paint on a rusty old vehicle. Abram and Sarai, they get new names to represent a new place in God's kingdom. They're now going to be the patriarch and matriarch of a great nation that to this day the Jews look back to. They are to be that they have a whole different position in the kingdom now, and when a person comes to know Christ, they have a new position in the kingdom, and therefore we should be different, more than just a name change, more than just picking up the name believer or Christian or disciple or follower of Christ. We should actually be a follower of Christ. We should actually be a disciple. We should actually be a Christian or Christ-like. And so this morning I want to challenge you that you would consider your walk with God, your example, your testimony in front of others. Do they see more than just a name? Do they see more than just a title? I go to church. Sometimes you ask people, do you believe in God? Oh, I go to church. Okay. Again, that's not what we're talking about. That if you got a new place in the kingdom, you should have a new walk in the kingdom. You think about it. Have a good day. We'll see you here tomorrow morning.